We got the big dog, G Face, in the building. Thanks for coming through, G Face.
What's going on? How you doing?
We're doing great, man. You know, you're starting to bubble online. We're seeing you everywhere, bro. The music, you've got a lot of things going on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. G Face, you came here, what, in 94 from Armenia?
That's correct.
And you touched down in what, East Hollywood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How was that experience coming from another country, being a fish out of water, trying to understand the situation out here?
Man, I came, we had that earthquake in Armenia, so a lot of people that know about that, killed a lot of people. I came, when you say poverty, I came from a place where we didn't have no water, no lights, no nothing. So just to come here and the fact that we had electricity on 24/7 a day, to me, that was magic, you know? Streets is all messed up, buildings is all, pummeled down. How Ukraine looks right now with all those bombings is how my city, Leninakan, looked after that earthquake. So coming to America, to me, was the biggest joy ever,
For those that don't know, East Hollywood had a lot of Latino folks, a lot of Armenians were also there.
Still.
And you kind of didn't go with the Armenian crowd, right?
Yeah, I grew up around Mexicans my whole life, man, in my area. I grew up around Raza. A lot of people even say I look Mexican, but to me, like I said, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my nationality and all that. But as far as the people in the race, a lot of them I don't fuck with. Politically to say, we're not like the Jews or anybody else that stick together, and you know what I mean? My race, a lot of people like to put each other down and talk shit, and you know what I mean? And it's not about uplifting each other, and I got more haters that are my race and my nationality than anything else, When I went to middle school, high school in the Valley, and in Hollywood, Marshall, LeConte, King, I had more Mexicans backing me up in fights than I had my own race, you know what I mean? They didn't even like the fact that I was from a Mexican gang, dressed up like this, all that. So, the rumors talking shit, he's no good, he's a rat, all that, that's from my race. I ain't from no blacks, from no whites, from no Mexicans,
Right, and you ended up getting put on white fence.
Yes, sir.
And
1939, finest, yep.
That's an old barrio out here in LA, man.
That's correct.
And are you like the only Armenian cat to be from White Fence? There's
Not
a few?
by far, there's a gang of us, man. Most of the people that jumped me in were Armenian. Looney, Lucky, Psycho, amongst a few of the homies that jumped me in. My OG homie Smokey right now got the West Side, solid homie. He was gonna be with me here today. Still waiting on him, but yeah, man, we got a lot of Armenians from White Fence, from the West Side.
A lot of people don't realize that they only think of AP, right, as being the dominant Armenian gang.
That's correct. I mean, there's a lot of gangs that got Armenians these days, 18, Playboys. But yeah, mainly White Fence from the 90s. If you were Armenian, you were either from AP or you were from White Fence, basically.
In the California prison system, Armenian cats pretty much fall under the South Side umbrella.
We under the Mexican protection, we under the South Side blanket. All Armenians, whether you gangbang or you're not, whether you a resident, whatever you had.
And based what you know about Armenian culture and Latino culture, do you see a lot of overlap in the cultural aspects of?
Absolutely, man. That's why I trip out when these middle schools and these high schools is different. It's Armenians and Mexicans fighting each other. That should be tripping me out, because all these people that are fighting, that means you live that life, that thug life. If you ever go to the county jail, even for a ticket or a DUI, you're running with Mexicans. So I don't know, we united in there, we as one.
Right.
Anytime I see a Mexican get jumped, anytime I see a Mexican get disrespected, I'm not Mexican, but I'm gonna ride with that Mexican. That's just me. Me personally, I got love for Mexicans, because I always got that love from them back. Even through the prison system, from 14 years old coming up, in the prison system.
So you've identified, you felt that there's a lot of loyalty amongst the homies, the South Sider homies.
100%.
And you don't feel that same love from your own culture.
That's correct.
Which is a trip, right? You would think, hey man, you're Armenian.
It's a letdown, it's a heartbreak.
Yeah. Has that affected
You would think my race would be the one supporting my music, my movement, but it's really not,
They're really not pushing for you, huh, G Face?
It is what it is, though.
Yeah. And, you mentioned prison, and, a lot of people don't understand this, but you were a juvenile convicted of a crime.
That's correct.
And you were
Prop
put
21.
in Prop 21, you're sent to an adult prison.
That's correct.
Explain that to our audience that doesn't understand that.
So I've been to Camp, Challenger, Smith, Kilpatrick, Miller, that's juvenile hall stuff, right? That's because I had little kid crimes and stuff. But in the early 2000s, Governor Gray Davis passed the law, Proposition 21. Any juvenile that's under the age of 18, from 18 to 12 or 11, if you commit any hideous crime, carjacking, robberies, any shooting, any stabbing, any murder, any kidnapping, any rape, automatically you get charged as an adult. So in the state of California, they look at you as an adult. They don't care the fact that you're 14, you're still wet behind the ears, you don't know really good right from wrong. You're an adult. So at 14 years old, I got out of Camp Miller. I was out 2 months. I got in a car-to-car shooting. I can talk about it now because I took a deal for it. I got in a car-to-car shooting. I seen gang members in one car while I was in another. Shot at them, caught 2 more slipping, shot them, and I got arrested for it, 14 years old. Did I have no idea I was ever gonna go to prison. I thought, juvenile hall, why till I'm age of 25, which that was the law before, that's the law now. They consider what the law is today, they consider that inhumane, what we went through back in the day. So anyways, after I fought my fitness, because you fight your fitness first, I lost my fitness, which means they now tried me as an adult. So from juvenile hall, automatically they shipped me to LA County Jail when I was 15. So I was 15 years old in LA County Jail, 4,600. I was in the red jumpsuits right next to High Power, which was 4,500. I fought my case for 17 months to 2 years. I took a deal, 6 years with 2 strikes. I had a lawyer, Mark Garrigus. He told me to take the 2 strikes. I don't know why I took it. I went to prison, man. I was almost about to be 16, but I got transferred to Tehachapi. I was in Tehachapi 4A. And it was just crazy, man.
So you're a youngster in a pit full of pit bulls. Yeah.
My cellie was 45 years old. I was almost 16.
And did you get boo-bopped a few times in there?
Man, I'm talking about even in reception. I used to get beat up by my cellie because I would bring in a mop to clean the cell. So anybody that's really watching this and been to prison, that's a no-no. You need a clean towel, get on your knees and hands, and you clean your floor.
Why can't you bring a mop?
Because the mop is dirty,
Okay,
you bring
right,
dirt from the hallways outside in. But you're 15, you don't understand that. Because in juvenile, everybody's, they don't even roll up their mattresses. Prison is without getting too much into that politics, it's a military. You gotta fold your mattress every morning, you gotta get up, fold your sheets. You get up at 5, 6, you don't lay down in that bed again until it's nighttime, It's program time, basically.
Right, now you're an Armenian in a South Side organization. Did they send you on more play ball missions than the next guy?
3 times harder I gotta pull myself. Because you always gonna have, even as much as love Mexicans got for you, even gonna have that one, he ain't raza. So you bang more than him, so you already know he has no place to speak on you.
So that turned you into a beast.
Like I said, I tell myself, I'm humbled throughout the years, but I went in there as a scared little kid and came out somebody that I don't even, What's saving me, man, is, to be honest with you, my kids is yes, but what's saving me is my little girl, my youngest daughter that was born a few years back, and my wife. Remember we spoke, I said all the stuff that I've been to, I've been with her for 18 years, and all the prison sentences, the cheatings, the heartbreaks, the fights, never once said, I need a timeout or nothing. So that was this last time when I got out, 2020, was a please, man, you're breaking me already. I can't handle it no more. So I was like, okay. So now I told myself, I know you can't control that demon inside you on the streets. Keep your ass at home. So as much as I can, if I'm not out there making money or working or taking care, I'm at home with my wife and my kids.
Right. And your wife is a beautiful woman, and she's a ride or die woman. She's been there when the paint's peeling on the walls, she was there for you, G Face.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crazy part is, all those years, I was trying to meet a dude, a homie, or a homegirl that was as loyal as me, that was willing to die for you if you're my friend. I was looking for that loyal in a friend, and I had it all along, but I kept, heartbreaking and this and that and cheating and all that. But that's when you realize, like, you got that all the time, it was right next to you. So
yeah, shout out to your wife for staying down during all this. Yeah, that's respectable.
Facts.
And you know what? And she might not ever understand that, but as men, when they give us a few chances, we'll love them harder than we ever have.
She gave me hundreds.
The thing about you, G Face, if we were to judge you by the cover, the tattoos, the bald head, you're jacked, you've got an edge to you. There's a man inside that's also a very good entrepreneur,
Fact.
A great businessman. Speak on the trucking industry and how that's changed the course of your life, bro.
So this last time that I got out, 2018, right before I did this last time. So when I got out in prison in Corcoran, I learned how to do welding. For 3 years, I took classes in prison, flux core, dual shield, TIG, MIG, all that. Learned welding. I thought I was gonna be, you know, in the union when I got out. You know, I had plans. Man, I was so surprised when I got out of jail. Nobody wanted to give me a job. You know, I got cop killer tattooed on my face. Fuck the cops on my hands. A lot of people judge you by the way you look. They didn't want to hire me. They didn't know how hard of a worker I was. So I didn't know how to take care of my kids. I didn't know how to take care of my wife. I felt embarrassed that I was at home while she was going to work. And I feel like, as a man, I felt like a piece of shit, to be honest with you. You know, like I couldn't sleep at nights, man. He wouldn't let me sleep at nights. So one of my, you know, guys that I knew, he got me into dispatching, truck dispatching, all commission jobs. So he said, look, bro, you can make a lot of good money in here. Join me. I said, cool. First 2-3 months, I'm busting my ass. I'm the first one to open the door, first one to close, the last one to close the office door. I couldn't bring shit in. I was hustling. I was trying, making calls on the computer, talking to brokers, talking to shippers. I would come home, tell my wife, man, I got 22, 23-year-old kids that work in my office making $20,000 a month. How the fuck? I know who I am compared to them, and I'm not making shit. She would tell me, just keep going, don't quit, don't quit. 2-3 months passes, I start hitting 5K a month, 10K a month, 15K a month, 20. Next thing you know, I'm hitting 50,000 a month. I tell myself, okay, I learned the game, buy a truck. I bought a truck. Now I'm making 50K off dispatching, 15,000 off the truck. I use that money to buy 2 more trucks, bought 2 more trucks. Now I have these trucks, I have my brokerage. I've been out 3 years. I'm home from morning to night, chilling with my wife and my kids while my bank account just keeps going up, 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 up. And I'm about to touch $1 million. Just bought a brand new $1 million house.
Congrats.
Thank you, appreciate it. Getting my second house in Palm Springs.
Your whip game is sick, bro.
Yeah.
Your watch
got
game
the
is
Lamborghini,
stupid. Yeah.
got the, you know, McLaren.
You pulled up in the big body. We saw
Yeah,
that.
the big body Maybach package, yup.
What else you got? What else you got in the garage?
30 on the wrist, all this, you know, but this is stuff that I never thought I would have, right? So you would think somebody would be like, you know, I want to keep this to myself. But what I wanted to do was, I told myself, why be a selfish piece of shit? And I got all this, enjoyed all to myself, when in prison I met so many solid individuals, man, like me. So what I started doing on TikTok is I made a video. I said, look, I gave the game up basically. This is how I did it. I had $20,000 in my savings. That's all you need. I'll help you buy a truck. I'll help you buy a trailer. I'll do all your paperwork, such as MC, DOT, S-Corp, Authority. We'll find you a driver. We'll interview him. I'll interview him for you. And then for the first 6 months to a year, I give them loads through my brokerage company that I have, right? Because I not only do I make money giving them loads, but they make money because they put those loads on their truck and they move it. Luckily, one of the videos went 5.5 million views. Next thing I know, my Instagram went from 1,000 followers to 140 in literally 3 days. My TikTok went from 40 followers to 500,000 followers. Millions and millions of views. I got over 140 clients. I literally just came from the office where I seen 3 clients. All of them, one of them was from the Bay. The other one was a father and son that was in prison. Another one was a white boy that was in prison before. So we signed them all up. We're gonna be working on their MCs, their truck and everything. And my goal is to find somebody like me. Instead of going out there and committing a crime, doing a robbery or doing something, let him be his own boss. Let him make some money so he can feel good about himself. He wants to buy a Lamborghini, go buy a Lambo. You want to buy a McLaren, go buy a McLaren. Now, mind you, yeah, I have all these cars, but at the end of the day, this shit's all materialistic stuff. You don't take that shit with you when you die. It's just cool to have it when you're out here. But the fact that I'm driving all these cars, I'm happy that I didn't have to rob you or shoot him or steal from her to have this enjoyment. I'm glad that I busted my ass working to accomplish this. That's when I feel even better. So I'd rather just pass this down, because at the end of the day, good karma is gonna come to you.
How is your faith in God, G Face?
Man, I'm a living proof. I'll take off my glasses when I say this to you. I'm breathing today. I believe that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm not a Bible pusher. I haven't been to church in 20 years. I think most of those priests are child molesters and weirdos, but me personally, I know my God. I've read my Bible. Being in a hole in Corcoran, being in a hole in Folsom, doing the shoe turn when you don't have nothing but your Bible and you find out a lot about yourself as a man, as a human being, as everything. This is G Face. You're watching Cinemills TV. Hit that subscribe button and tune in. Let's go viral.
You mentioned God, man, and you've done a lot of dirt in your life. Have you come to terms with some of the shit that you've pulled off in the streets?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm not a preacher or anything like that. I haven't been to church in over 25 years, but I'm living proof that God is real. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in special, God. The fact that I'm alive today, the fact that I'm not dead somewhere or doing life back in Pelican Bay, it's all God. He has a plan for me, and I'm hoping this is what it is for me to follow through and change lives, one person at a time, one client at a time. But guaranteed, it's my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. All glory to Him. Anything good in my life is all glory to Him.
Right. G-Face, guys like yourself that have climbed the every rung of the ladder, and by many means, I know you're always looking up, but to most of us, you're doing beyond successful, bro. You've got a beautiful home that you just built, custom home. Your whip game's sick, your watch game's sick, your jewelry game's sick. You've got it all, right? The beautiful wife, the family. Why do you think there's people online trying to tear you down, bro?
Nobody wants to. How many people do you know that wants to give credit to other people when they're doing good? There's a lot of word hater. If you're a miserable person and you want something like a car and you see the next man driving it and you don't have it, 9 times out of 10, what are you gonna say? Oh, fuck that dude, that ain't me. It's very rare that people are gonna come and say, damn, that's a nice car, man. Much props to you, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have a lot of haters, number one. Number two, like you said, I've had a violent past. So 9 times out of 10 people in my city that know me, they've been my enemy. We fought, like I've, got into it with them, violent stuff, so a lot of them too that hate me because they've been either beat up by me, stabbed by me, shot by me, whatever it is. So they're gonna talk shit. For the rest of their life, they're gonna be sour. But the way I look at it is the reason I don't let it get to me is because you could hate me today, you could hate me tomorrow. Both days I'm getting paid, so it doesn't really do nothing to me.
In your culture, in the gang-banging world, putting a snitch jacket on anyone's a serious offense, right?
Worst thing ever.
Worst thing ever. And, a few guys are online basically saying that you spoke about a certain case and it's become a controversy. And we looked at the paperwork and you showed me where the cop says, who was the shooter? And you said, I don't know, officer.
Said I was on drugs.
Correct. Can you speak on that and clear that, get
absolutely.
that out of the air?
There was a dude named Snoopy. I've showed you the videos. We still talk till this day. I've actually had him call on purpose from jail. Because there's some PC dude on YouTube. I don't even want to give him clout to promote his shit, but he was speaking on it. But anyways, I was at a park. This case is closed and done with, so it don't matter. I can speak on it. But allegedly, I was at a park. We got shot at. I was on parole at the time. We all got away. Cops got the dude that did it and the person he was with, right? They took him to jail. They called me in. I was on parole. They said, were you there? Did you get shot? I said, yes, I was there, because obviously I got caught there. I said, I was on drugs. I didn't know who did it. Yes, I was there. Yes, I got shot. Don't know who did it. Because of that, they put me in jail. They violated my parole for being shot. Just because you're the victim, you could still get violated in California, for people that don't know that. They used my parole to hold me in jail for a year straight, 12 months, because that's the maximum they could hold you on parole. They used me until then to go testify on him. Dude kept pushing his case. They let me go after 12 months. The dude didn't want to take a deal, so he took it to trial. I get a private phone call. On my phone. I pick up. It said, Detective Nick Orloff, you're summoned to go to court or something. I hung up, boom, went on the run. 4 days later, they kick a door down in Palm Springs. They find me off my phone, GPS. Again, arrest me, bring me. So when I got out, when I was in even court, they asked me, about the other dude. I'll say his name's Skinny. And told the DA, I don't know this guy. I've never met him in my life. So they let Skinny go home on the day of prelim because, number one, they had no evidence on him. The only person I was gonna say, he was there was me. I said, I've never seen him. So boom, off the court, he went home. I remember the day we were in court, we were in Pasadena court. His lawyer, Mark Garrigus, came and seen him. He was in the lawyer tanks with me. And I heard him crying. The lawyer was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, we're gonna go. And I called his name. I said, yo, Skinny. He said, what's up? I said, yo, we're about to go to court, I got you. He's like, for real, for real? I said, I got you. We went in, said, I never seen this dude, never heard of him in my life. Boom, right there again, they let him go home. As I was leaving to get back on the bus to go to jail, I seen my alleged suspect go home. I was telling myself, I'm the victim and I'm the one in jail right now, which is a bitch about it. But the reason they didn't let the other dude go home, and I've literally showed you the paperwork, you read it. When they raided his house, they found the gun, they found the bullet casings that matched the bullets at the park, which you've read. They've the messages of him on MySpace writing to, I shot Ghost, this and that. So whether me or 10 other snitches said something about him or not, he was done for already. But anyways, few years passed, I was in prison, he was in prison. I wrote to him, I said, yo, call me if you need anything for appeal, if you need me to talk to a DA or anything. That's how we connected, through his lawyer. I wrote a letter to the DA, Gascon, like, hey, I'm the victim in the case. Like I said, I've never had any issues with him. I would like for him to come home. He has a parole board coming up. I'm gonna go to that. So, he's been calling me from in there. We've been communicating. Is he my friend? Absolutely not, Allegedly, he tried to take my life. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go out like a fucking coward and let that man rot in jail, because at the end of the day, he lives the same life I do. For example, 4th of July last year, I got arrested with one of my guys. His name is Jason. We got arrested for hitting a grow up, right? We got arrested for hitting a grow up. We didn't get caught. We got caught, driving off with, weed in our car. That same night we got arrested, I bailed myself out. After I walked off by the glass house in LA, I walked by his cell and I said, you'll be out in 2 more hours. Boom. Bailed him out right after. I didn't even go home. I bailed him out. Waited to pick him up. We went to court. 3 weeks later, fought the case, took a deal for probation, ended it. That's the type of person I am, So for everybody to be like, oh, this and that, I don't really give a fuck about words, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. The people that do business with me know who I am and what I'm capable of. That's all that really matters to me. If you are somebody and you got money and you got status, it doesn't matter to you what the next man says about you when he's not paying your rent, he's not paying your bills. That's just another voice in the air. It's nothing.
Right.
So.
And we all know with the G code, man, your white fence homies would have gotten at you if you had
Facts.
something funny about you.
Facts. I wouldn't still be living in the hood.
Right.
Most of these people that do that shit, they, Palmdale, Lancaster, Victorville, I'm still in LA.
Right.
I'm still here, where your studio is.
Right. And you're not running from anything. You're addressing everything.
Instagram's not private.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what cars
outside.
I drive. I take pictures. I'm outside.
Yeah. If anybody has a problem, they could pull up on you, and we're not challenging that. We're just saying, look.
I'm challenging that. They could pull up.
Well, speaking of challenges, recently you challenged Whack 100. You want to run that fade with him. What's the deal? You guys are both in the trucking game.
Whack 100, man, he's trying to be a bully, but I really know him. Me and him know personally each other. He used to be a truck driver for years and years. I don't respect bullies, I could be a bully if I wanted to. I don't respect bullies now. Whatever he does to these other people, I don't really care about, but the fact that he went to American Cholo's house while he wasn't home and his wife was there and knocked on the door, whatever intentions was, it wasn't cool with me. It didn't sit right with me. Now, I'm not over here backing up American Cholo. That's them beef, whatever they do. But what that person did, if he was to do it to me, he would have been a dead man, So I spoke on that. At the end of the day, you claim you're a blood, but you manage a snitch and a / sex offender, which is 6'9". He's known snitch, known sex offender. You're okay with him because he has money, but anybody else, all of a sudden American Cholo is a snitch that he has paperwork on, which is all bullshit, you know what I mean? But why do you worry about who got paperwork, who doesn't, when you're an actual rat? So I hit him up and messaged him. I think I sent you the message. You seen what he said. Right. I told him, well, let's catch the fade. You're a bitch. You're a coward. I'll see you anytime. I'm not American Cholo. And well, you read the message, what he said. Ma, it ain't even like that. I don't know why you messing with me. I'm 50 years old. I ain't got time for you and all this hoopla. But Wag knows he's a bitch. I mean, your artist is, in a relationship with a crackhead with a missing tooth, man. Like, what are you doing? I mean.
Right, and you're not cloud chasing. You have a direct experience with
Wag.
Wag.
I know the man. I mean, who's Wag? Who's a nobody? He's Wag.
Yeah.
He makes himself by, being on that YouTube and making himself, who is he? What do you know about Wack? Being a truck driver and Suge Knight's bitch.
So you want to really run that fade, huh, G Face? Yeah. All right.
We all men, right?
Yeah. Who else is bothering you online, man? This whole it's become a soap opera now, bro.
Man, you know what, man? This OG dude that been on YouTube, Cartoon or whatever his name is. Fat motherfucker talking about he's a Crip. He's not even in LA. You from LA, but you don't even live in the city. I don't respect that. If you're a Crip, if you're a Blood, if you're a gang member, why are you not in your city? Unless you got money and you moved out, I respect that. You moved out the hood, that's what you're doing it for. But you're a bum. I'm looking at you. You're on YouTube trying to get 10K views, calling people racist, and he's a racist. That I've met blacks. I got love for all races, bro. I've met blacks that are cool as fuck, but I've met blacks that are all about, if he ain't black, he's what I mean? I've met black racists. He's one. Fact. This is guaranteed. I just don't condone that. Like I said, it's bullying.
And you're talking about Cartoon from Avalon Gangster Crips, yeah. G-Face, a lot of people believe that black folks can't be racist. There's no way they can be racist. What are your thoughts about that?
Most black folks are one of the most racist people on earth, man. This is a fact. This is not like, you're talking to a guy that, like you said, I've been in trouble in prison for saying the N-word, nigga. That's how I talk. I'm a LA baby. I'm a West LA baby. That's how we talk. So it ain't like I'm being racist. I'm speaking facts. Truth can never be considered disrespect. There's blacks that are the bigger racists than fucking KKK members. I've been in prison with some, man. I've been in prison with some that despise you because you're not black, that despise you because you're a South Sider. Cartoon is one of them. I wouldn't even say Wack is one, even though Wack is doing his racist shit. He's helped a lot of Mexicans. He's helped the homie Mr. Capone out. All that stuff that happened with him and Tres, a lot of people took that under misconstrued. What Wack was saying was actually facts, bro, because what he was saying is Tres is under a different umbrella, a different program. If Wack got him under his label and this man's making millions, them big boys gonna come knocking like, we want this guy, and Wack would have no choice. So that's what he was saying, but everybody said, he's racist for saying that he's not gonna give Southsiders deals. I understand why he wouldn't. I get it, it's common sense. But what this dude Cartoon is doing, man, bringing Sonny and American Cholo against each other, and Wack and C-Mac and me, he's been, what's NK stand under your armpits? NK under my armpits stands for Norte Killer. I got the 14 whacked on my leg, big as fuck. So the fact that I rap with blacks, Slim 400, shout out the homie Red the 16, shout out the homies from Compton. So for all that nonsense, I don't even condone him, man. I laugh at that shit. He's just doing that shit for views, man.
Right.
A few $100 under his account, sucker shit.
Now, you mentioned the N-word, that you'll use it sometimes. It's a product of your environment. What do the big homies from White Fence feel about that word being used?
Like I said, a lot of them don't like it, not even only from White Fence. A lot of homies in prison, you wouldn't like it. I remember fighting with them. I've fought blacks that tell me, don't use that word. At the end of the day, this is the way I speak. You don't like the way I speak, we could run a fade. You fuck me up, I'll stop.
Right.
But at the end of the day, this is the way I talk, whether I'm right, wrong.
Yeah, you're not using it like a Southern boy from
to me,
a
it's
white
a sense
Southern.
of endearment. The same way I'll say S.A. Holmes, I'll be saying,
Bro. Yeah.
Same thing, bro.
Yeah. But a lot of people, it's become a hot topic where it shouldn't be said by someone outside the black culture. It's not reserved for that person, but
I got homies that are black that will tell you straight up, as long as you're not using it in a disrespectful form, they don't give a fuck, man.
Right. And you come from that environment.
We both come from the same struggle. It's just a fucking skin color. No difference.
How do you think the black and brown thing can heal, man? What's your thoughts on it?
Man, it just depends who our leaders are. It depends who's in the movement. Depends. If you have people like Cartoon steering shit up, never gonna happen.
Right. When you touched down from Armenia onto the streets here in LA, what was some of the best advice an OG gave you, G-Face?
Best advice an OG gave me is speak less, listen twice more. That's why you got 2 ears and one mouth. And I've ran by that for a long time. I don't like to, speaking on people's backs and not saying it in front of their face is something that I don't condone.
Right. But you stand on what you believe.
Absolutely.
Right.
The truth can never be considered disrespect.
Right. Right. G-Face, how can our audience get a hold of you, man? Do you interact with your fan base? Yeah, man, on social media, mainly on Instagram. They could DM me, message me. We could go, live. My Instagram is @hustle__nomics. Hopefully you could put it down here, but it's HUSTLE 2 underscores NOMIKS.
And my TikTok, where they could find a lot of that trucking business that could help them, is G_face_did_it. So that's G Face did it with underscores in the middle. Hop on it. I got all the programs for the trucking, how you could get in contact with me, how you could message me.
And it doesn't matter if you're a 3-time felon, a washout,
As
whatever.
long as you're not a sex offender, tap in.
That's it. That's your only
Tap
rule.
in.
Okay. So it's open to all that want to learn the game.
No, all colors, all sizes, all races, everybody.
Yeah, that's cool, man. We'll definitely get
Convicts
at you.
or not.
Right.
You want to make some money the right way. You want to give back to the community. You want to do good and not go out there committing crimes. I'm going to help you.
G-Face, drop a gem for the youngsters out there that are looking up to you, that might look like you, but they feel misguided and undecided right now.
I don't give a fuck how much you love your neighborhood. I don't give a fuck how much you love your gang. Every one of your friends that are next to you, straight up, there is no such thing as loyalty. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister gonna be the only ones that, or your wife is gonna be the only one that care for you. I don't give a fuck how close your homies are. When you go to jail, I promise you, as much as they love you, they have their own bills to pay, their own rent, their own families, their own life to take care of. They'll write a letter or two, send you $100 here and there, but that's it, man. They're not suffering with you. They're not struggling with you. Your mom is, your dad is. So you can give your life to that, but that's all full of shit.
You heard it here, guys.
Facts.
G-Face, thanks for coming through, big
Send my
dog.
love.